Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We are back reacting to another episode of The Wheel of Time. This is season 1, episode 5. It is called Blood Calls Blood. Before we jump into it, please consider leaving a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel out a ton. If you're new here, consider subscribing and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload so you can catch more reactions of The Wheel of Time. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction of this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. I post all my full, uncut reactions over there. On Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, what happened last time on The Wheel of Time? Last time we had Rand and Matt and Tom kind of hiding out, sleeping in this barn thing. And we got some distrust with Matt, like the other characters are realizing that he's not in the right headspace, and then all the people that they were with got murdered by the Fade, but at the same time Matt was like being possessed by this dagger, and it could like see the Fade, and it was like hiding from Matt, so that is interesting. And then they escaped, like they ran away. We are led to presume that Tom maybe died fighting this Fade, but I don't think he's dead. I think he's still alive. He seems like a more prominent character. I don't know if he would just die off like that. We also had Egwene and Perrin kind of hanging out with this like band of traveling gypsies or like the medieval Amish people. I don't know. The people that like the song and are pacifists. We got to know a little bit more about why they do what they do, but there wasn't a whole lot of developments in that particular storyline. But then the biggest thing that happened involved Nynaeve and Mourning and Lan and Loial, the guy who was proclaiming to be the Dragon Reborn. He believed that he was the Dragon Reborn. He was, truthfully being led astray by like the tainted version of the one power, and he did this blast that like pretty much killed everybody in the room, because one of the warders kind of went berserk on him, and it gave him that opportunity. But then Nynaeve straight up went like Super Saiyan and healed everybody. She had a mass healing of everyone, and then they stripped Loial of his ability to use magic. So that's interesting, and that's how the episode ended. So I'm very curious to see where this next episode goes. I think the things I'm most interested in seeing right now are Rand and Matt. What's going on with that storyline? How deep is Matt gonna go into this like descent of madness and despair? What's gonna happen with Mourning and Lan and things like that? When are they going to get to the White Tower? The storyline I'm least interested in, honestly, is the Egwene and Perrin storyline, but I hope that one gets better. Overall, though, I'm loving this series. It's super fun. The amount of support you guys have shown on the channel so far has been a little bit overwhelming, but also very heartwarming, I guess. I'm just grateful for all the support and all the views and comments and stuff. So thank you guys for being here. Other than that, let's jump into episode 5 of The Wheel of Time. Oh, is she mourning the loss of her friends and family and such? Her warder. Wow, and that lady. So what's this guy gonna do now? Is he like without a purpose? Also, many of you informed me, and I realized while rewatching while editing that these people literally explained what the green color does as I was asking the question. So I know now they are battle people, not healers. Healers are yellow.
May the last embrace of the mother welcome you.
I really want to know what this guy's gonna do now. Like, what is his life? Does he get rebonded to someone else? Does he just like go off and become like a nomad now? Does he stick with the rest of them? Ooh, interesting. They buried them all in a big circle. Kind of like looks like the sun. Honestly reminds me of the light people with the white cloaks. A month later, dang, so plenty of time for Nynaeve and Lan to fall in love.
Waters are not supposed to outlive their Aes Sedai.
Steppin's a strong man. He'll deliver her ring to the tower.
And then what? Oh, looks like Robin Hood. Yo. He looks like vampire Doctor Strange. Brava. You need to chill, brava. You're gonna kill that kid.
Just tired. A month without a warm bed will do that.
You look like you're dying. Like you lost a lot of blood.
What? I don't know.
Way back where they came
I've
from.
seen it before.
You've seen it before. What? Do you have like memories from a past life bleeding into your consciousness? This is like Assassin's Creed. Oh, the tower. Yeet. You found it. They're the closest, it seems. Gang gang. Reminds me of like ancient India for some reason. Like in the Eternals, when they showed the hanging gardens. Kind of reminds me of that.
Tell me again. Matt, a little girl on the farm. It wasn't you, Matt.
There was no blood on your dagger.
It wasn't you. Tell me. It was the fate. You know you didn't kill that family. You would never hurt that little girl.
He almost smoked that little boy on the street, though. So he might be doubting himself a bit.
Maybe it's you, Aes Sedai, who shouldn't underestimate me.
I mean, you have raw power. You don't have any training. So also, your boyfriend would be very disappointed in you.
And now you're wondering, how do you fit into the world? Can you ever go back to being who you were?
No, you definitely cannot. You are a brand new entity.
And the answer is no. You'll never be the same. But it's time that you saw that for the gift it is.
Violence is in us all. The way the leaf isn't about denying that, it's about accepting it.
Maybe. But
Well, if it's about accepting it, then wouldn't you be open to violence?
Did you see? The White Tower.
I mean, it's kind of hard to miss, Egwene. It's a pretty beefy, it's a pretty girthy tower.
I do.
Oh, he's gonna recognize them.
Those two. Bring them to me.
You can't just take.
She doesn't, I guess. Oh, never mind. They're stinking tree huggers. They're just gonna chain themselves.
Against the way of the light.
Ooh, unnecessary. You're a dick.
Come on, hurry.
Faces on the thing there.
Come on, this way. There's a village nearby who've always been good to us.
Oh! Dude just got smoked by that horse. That scared me. That's good.
Stay back.
Oh dear, you humans.
I was gonna say he's got an
are very
interesting voice.
excitable. My first day.
You're an ogre.
Ogier.
Ogier.
Son of Arendt, son of Halan. And who are you? It is quite exciting to meet an Aielman. I've read much of your people.
I'm not an Aielman.
You got red hair though.
Red hair is one of the few physical.
I'm from the Two Rivers.
An Aielman from
Doubt.
the Two Rivers.
I'm not an Aielman.
An Aielman from the Two Rivers who insists that he is not an Aielman. That is very odd. I like oddities.
He's like, listen, man. You may not know you're lying to me, but you're lying to me. You think you're telling the truth, but you're wrong.
Never taking time to properly prepare for what they're walking into.
Okay, Mr. Ogier. You're an interesting character, and I like you. Ooh, that was the guy, the merchant, the black guy, who he sold the bracelet to. I saw him. Is that like a symbol to show that this Aes Sedai died? Is her boot is turned backwards in the not holster, the stirrups? Oh, does he recognize? He knows. Which one is he laughing at? Is he laughing at Matt because he's like, ooh, that's true evil right there? Or is he laughing at, okay, I think he's laughing at Matt. Sensed the evil, maybe? He's like, oh, these people think they won, but they've invited a great evil into their city.
I won't be like that.
You won't.
You don't know that.
I mean, he's already descending.
Promise me.
This dagger's like sucking his life force, trying to
I promise.
create a new physical body for the evil that is inside it.
You do the same for me. You bet.
No, that didn't sound genuine.
If you bond another Aes Sedai.
First you lose Mourning, and then tell me how easy it is to jump from one moment to the next.
Okay, so he has the possibility of bonding to another one. Yeah, that's sad for him, man. They say that bond is deeper than a marriage, than kids, than anything, so imagine how awful that must be. Oh. What are they doing to her? Leave her alone. I mean, I guess they're just cleaning her, but they're just... Why are they being so mean about it? This is very invasive. They're like assaulting her to clean her. Oh, the ropes are already bloodied.
That you don't actually need your hands to channel. The
Interesting.
use of the hands of any motions or words is just a crutch.
I can't channel.
Stop me from killing you.
Perrin's gonna rip that thing off its hinges.
Then do it.
Damn,
But
Egwene.
know this. I'll come back in my next life and split you from head to tail like the pig you are.
You would have made a strong
Okay.
Aes Sedai.
Okay, girl. Okay.
Wonderful ring to add to
Brother, you stay away from Perrin. Oh. What are you doing, man? Don't do that. Whatever you're gonna do, stop it.
No! No!
Ooh, what the frick just happened to him? I heard some wolves howling. What are you doing?
Witches make a mockery of our very existence. Walking like gods. Channel for me, girl. And I'll kill you and let the boy go. Don't channel.
Bruh.
And I'll kill the boy and let you go.
This is like the Salem witch trials. It's like, we're gonna drown you. Either you survive and you're a witch, or you die and prove you're not a witch. It's like, this is a lose-lose situation just because this guy's an asshole.
I wondered if I could get a bit more of that tea you had for sleeping. It's not really God's time. I lie there, and just as I'm about to drift off, the pain goes away.
Good.
Yeah.
He wants to feel the pain.
It's the only thing I have left of her. The pain. I'm not ready to let go of it yet.
It's not healthy, my man. I wonder if she gets a warder. That'd be pretty neat. I guess she'd have to become an Aes Sedai first.
Escaped, did you?
Listen, Botox McGee, get out of here. Don't want to talk to you.
Women hold the one power, but men still control much of this world. And they are rarely kind to little girls who show a spark of being greater than they are.
That's also very true, though.
Went there and found the woman you spoke of.
Whoa.
Why the light?
The braid is a distinct rite of passage in the
We thought you were dead.
It is really very simple.
Where's Egwene? Oh.
Yeah. Matt's got some bad juju going down.
Show me your tongue.
Don't touch me! I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sweet man.
Yeah, there's some real bad juju going down with Matthew here. Mateus, Mattatrat,
I think you can channel.
Mattahoody Hoodah.
So I took Egwene's hands, and she held on so tight. She looked at me and she said, "I'm not ready." In the morning, the fever had broken. Not her.
Maybe partly due to Nynaeve's healing and Egwene's stubbornness.
Egwene is many things. But above all else,
She's a fire.
unbreakable.
Unbreakable. It's a miracle.
No, Layla's death was not your fault.
It was.
Kind of was. A little bit. Right in the abdomen with an axe.
Then I heard another from behind me, and I swung with all my strength. But it was her. My own hands. This is what I deserve.
Oh man, it was an accident. Plus, she looked like she was gonna kill you. For being real. Barking and howling in the distance, boy. Wolf strength activate. She's gonna try and channel, and he's just gonna like the Hulk. Bro, I don't know if this was the smartest idea. This dude's gonna... I mean, you're still tied to that chair. If he had any sort of inkling at all, he would just stab you. Yeah, until Perrin breaks free and rips your arms off. Oh, expect this, bitch!
Protect me.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a wolf. Oh, get wrecked, loser. The wolves are killing everyone. Let's go! Let's go! Murder! Let's go, puppy dog. Love it. Love it. Shut up, wolf dude. Yes. They sensed the suffering of one of their own, and they came to protect.
How do you know?
Give him a little pat on the head. He deserves it. Bless up to the wolves. Best characters in the show. MVPs of this series.
You heading to bed, sister?
And who are you trying to keep away?
Shamael.
Shamael. That's
Lies.
it's a glowy-eyed man.
I need to see clearly now.
That's all I know, is the name.
Even if the last dragon sealed them away.
Eternity is a very long time.
Eternity is a long time. They're probably breaking free. I'm breaking free. Soaring. Fly.
I'll stay with you till morning.
Swan Sancho's many things,
Susan.
but she's never turned on a sister without cause.
Susan is the Amerlin seat.
One day you'll have to trust someone with your secrets.
She trusts
Or
Lan.
they'll scour you from the inside out and leave you bare. There's this room.
What's that? Painting? Little picture?
Knows she's fallen for you.
That's a bad idea for her.
Love's usually a bad idea.
True facts.
Still, we allow it to happen.
Something bad happened. Did this dude kill himself? He drugged him. Oh, that's why he wanted the tea from Nynaeve. So he could do what he was about to do. No one's stopping him. That is that Logain, the Dragon Man? Or is that his buddy? Oh, that's his buddy. Oh. Dang it. Seppuku.
Lay your hand
They got a throat singer in here.
on him. Relieve us of our grief.
Oh, the pain. Oh. Oh, he is killing it. Oh my gosh. Literally tearing his clothes off from grief. Dude, what a way to end that episode. Holy crap. Oh my god, this show's incredible. Oh, jeez. Like, oh. You feel everything, man. I don't even know, like, how to talk about this episode. Like, the absolute despair this man must have been feeling. Like, when they talked about how the bond between a warder and an Aes Sedai is like deeper than a spouse, deeper than a child. Like, It is the deepest bond there is, and this man has had to like live in that depression for a month to bring her ring back. Like, that's almost like a pilgrimage for him. And then, you know, to kind of be told that he's gonna like that bond that he had is gonna be replaced. I don't think he wanted that. He wanted to join her wherever she went, which is, man, that's sad. Let's try and talk about some of the kids, even though they're old now. Let's right off the bat, we got Rand and Matt coming into this city, and Matt is just not in a good place mentally. Like, he's snapping on little kids that are accidentally bumping into him, and it's just not great. And Rand is noticing that Matt is not in a good spot, and he's just like, he doesn't know what to do, right? Like, he thinks that he's been channeling, and he thinks that he is going to have to like protect him almost, because they see the Aes Sedai bring in the false dragon, right? And he's in a cage, and you know, produce is being thrown at him, and he's like, I will not let this happen to someone I care about, like one of his best friends. He's like, I'm not gonna let this happen. But at the same time, he's struggling with like, how do I let whatever is happening continue to happen to him? We have some nice moments with Nynaeve where Moraine is telling her like, your life is never going to be the same. Like, you may be thinking to yourself right now, like, can I ever go back to what my old life was? And the answer is no. I feel like that's the situation with all of these characters, no matter what story it is, like whether it's the Wheel of Time, the Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, yada yada yada, whatever grand story you want to tell. When the characters start this journey, you know, they're one people, but they can never go back to who they were. Like, when Frodo completes his mission, he can't go back to the Shire. That is not a spot for him anymore. And I think deep down, Nynaeve realizes that isn't an option. She can't go back to the life she had. You know, once she realizes that she's capable of using this power, and to such a degree, like, the only path forward is you know, going further in. You know, I've kind of explained my own like faith that way. Like you might hear people talk about that when they talk about, like, personally for me, my faith in Jesus. Like, once I experienced that and I saw who I was before, there's no going back, right? Like, and for her, I mean, it's not necessarily a faith thing, but it is a life altering thing on like a fundamental level. Like, it's not just like an event happening to her. It's like realizing that you are a different person now. Like, you are different than you ever have been previously. So that's overwhelming probably for her. And then Perrin and Egwene, the one storyline going into the episode that I was like not super looking forward to was actually one of the most exciting storylines this episode. Is they run into the Children of Light, and they initially are just questioning them, like, have you seen some Aes Sedai? I mean, you're going towards the White City, so obviously there's Aes Sedai there, but I assume they can't get into that city, right? They just patrol around the woods near there. They're like really close to that city to just be like, hey, we're here. And they see Perrin and Egwene, and they're just like, we're going to take those people. And in order to stop them, they literally like cross arms. Like, it's like they're like, you know, the stereotypical when like a construction people are trying to cut down a big old tree, and the people like literally chain themselves to this tree so that they can't do it. It's like it's not gonna work, and they're just beating them. They're like backhand, and what's his face, McGee almost helps them get away, But then they get smoked by, he gets smoked by a horse and they get taken captive, and it's bad juju. Rand meets an Ogier in the library, and he's straight up like, "Hey, yo, you're an alien." No, he's like, "You are Aida, whatever I called him." I forgot the exact name that he called him, but the people with the red hair, like the dead guy from episode 3, right? He's like, "Hey, yo, you're one of those people. Like, it's obvious." And Rand's like, "I'm not one of those people." And he's like, "Okay. I mean, you may not believe you are, but I'm telling you, you are." Like, he's like, that's one of the few like defining characteristics of those people. So there's something more going on with Rand's lineage, because like his dad is already like a little mysterious. Like his dad is like some like super good swordsman, and they have his sword with the heron on it is apparently important somehow. So there's something going on with Rand's past that is leading me to believe that, honestly, I think Rand is the dragon, because like some of the other ones are more obvious, right? Like things are happening with them where it's like clear that this is like meant to lead you to believe that they are the one. But then there's all these little small things with Rand that are just kind of building up, to make it seem like he's the one you don't necessarily. I mean, he gives off some super main character energy, first of all, so that's like already suspicious. But then like in terms of how the stories are proceeding through these characters' lives, he's the more down low one, the one you almost don't expect. So I think it's him. I think he's the one. He has a great desire to protect Matt, and he seems the most important. I don't know why. Frickin' this questioner dude is the worst. I hate him. I hope he died from these wolves, or from Egwene stabbing him. I don't know if that necessarily would have killed him, but I hope somehow he died. They clean Egwene in this like super invasive way. I don't know why they cleaned her and not Perrin, but they're like trying to force her to channel. It's straight up like the Salem witch trials. They're like you either channel and heal this man and I kill you and let him go, or you don't channel and I kill him and I let you go. And it's so much like the Salem witch trials, where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna try and drown you, or we're gonna burn you at the stake," like what he did to the Aes Sedai. And it's like, if you live, like you use your magic to live, then we are justified in like accusing you of being a witch, and then we can kill you anyway. Or you die and you just die and we move on to the next accusation. And it's like, bruh, this guy straight up sucks. He's like carving into him, and the first time he does it, Perrin's eyes go like goldish yellow, and you hear the wolves crying out. I feel like once that happened, the wolves like sensed it, and they're like, "All right, time to go." And it's just, it was heartbreaking. He tells Egwene what happened with his wife, and Egwene is like, "Bro, this is not your fault. I don't care if it takes you your whole life to realize it. It's not your fault." And then the next time he tries to cut into him, Egwene starts channeling, and she's gonna try and do stuff, but she doesn't have any skill. Like, she's kind of like Nynaeve, where they got raw power, but they don't have any skill. They don't know how to harness this stuff or use it. They mentioned that the hand weaving and the words are a crutch, but it seems to me like every single time we've seen an Aes Sedai channel, they've used that stuff. Like Nynaeve and Egwene are the only ones so far that we've seen in the show, I think, that have been able to channel without having to do that, unless a previous scene of Matt breaking down that door, because that was suspicious. Maybe he channeled. That's another thing that makes me think he's the one, because he channeled to break that door down, but he didn't go like insane, so he's the one. But of the girls, Nynaeve and Egwene, were able to channel without doing that stuff. And, you know, she created a measly tiny little fireball and didn't really do anything, but signs of bigger things to come. But then Perrin straight up like burns through these ropes. Like, he's some secret weird type of person. And he's friends with wolves. Like, there's some weird juju. I don't know if he's like channeling. I don't think he's channeling to do that. He's just got some weird wolf powers. Like, he can summon wolves. Wolves are his friends. And they get out of it and stab the questioner guy. And I don't know if he died, but I hope he did. But otherwise, the wolves come and they're just like massacring this camp. Oh, but also Egwene just kind of like sucks at using the thing. Like, she couldn't really work it well the first time. And the second time she tried to do it on the fire, I don't even know if she actually did it on the fire, but it's possible. So she's not very good at it. That's why her fireball was still just a little measly little rinky-dink thing. But yeah, these wolves save them and they escape. Hopefully they make it to the White City now. I don't know if they're gonna flee to the White Tower or if they'll try and find their nomad friends or whatever, but they got out, and at least most of these white cloaks were straight up like massacred by this pack of wolves. Like, no mercy. I mean, you could definitely tell that these wolves are like little dogs though. Like, they're definitely not like wolf-sized wolves, or like even like Game of Thrones dire wolf-sized wolves. Like, these are definitely dogs that just look like wolves. But that's okay. But then yeah, the biggest, saddest, most emotional thing that happened was my man's what's his name? Steppin. Steppin is just like, he is in a rough spot the whole episode. Like, he takes this pilgrimage to bring her ring back and put it in the like the molten liquid or whatever, probably to, you know, melt it down so they can make more rings for future Aes Sedai. And he's just gotta, like, he has to be not okay, but like he has to kind of go through that. And he's got his family with him, right? Like the other warders and the other Aes Sedai, but like that loss for him was just still too great. And he visits Nynaeve and he gets some of that tea, and you think it's because he wants to like fall asleep, but then like I didn't catch it in the moment, right? Like, he's talking to her and he's like, he's like, when I'm about to fall asleep, the pain goes away. And so then it's also, you kind of think like, why does he want the tea to fall asleep then if he doesn't want the pain to go away? And it's because he was planning on using it to end his own life without Lan stopping him. But then Steppin, we see some scenes with him like praying and kind of like going back to some of the old family practices, and that's kind of just another sign that like he is entering the process of ending his life, because he's reflecting back and, you know, getting back in touch with some of the things that growing up, family things, you know, things like that. And it's not necessarily super apparent right away, but it is like, it's things where if you watch it back, you'll realize what's happening. And then yeah, him and Lan have a nice little chat by the bedside, and they're kind of joking a little bit about him, you know, being rebonded and joining those other two people. And he's given Lan a few jokes, and it's clear he's kind of doing it to, you know, maybe not give away what's going on, because if he was just like deep down in it, Lan might suspect something. And he goes and he kills himself by the statues of I think that's the statue of the old warders. But yeah, I guess according to the X-ray thing, like, it's rare for them to be able to survive this long. So like the fact that he was able to carry on for a month plus after his Aes Sedai died is like super admirable. But then he commits seppuku, which is like the Japanese tradition of impaling themselves with their own sword or whatever. And the final scene of this episode is, oh my god, like that was intense. Both Daniel Henney, the guy that plays Lan, Daniel Henney, and Moraine, like they killed it in this scene. Rosamund Pike and Dan Henney, like, oh my god, just the no dialogue whatsoever, just the just acting, like, oh, just acting with your face. It almost kind of reminded me of weirdly the scene from the movie Midsummer when they're all kind of crying together and sharing their grief. This was almost the opposite. So where in Midsummer she takes her grief and kind of shares it with everyone around her, in this one all the people there, at least I think that's what happened, all the people there put their grief and mourning and all that on him, and he felt all of it, and that means in turn Moraine felt it, and it was just like so much that like he's like tearing his clothes, that it's just so much, and it's like, bruh, like that was bone chilling. I had goosebumps. It was just, that was a powerhouse of an acting performance, and this show is freaking incredible, dude. Like the first few episodes I was into it, I was enjoying it, but then these last two episodes, like this show is quickly rising in the ranks of my favorite shows. I'm super into it. I'm glad that this has been I think confirmed for at least 3 seasons, right? They've or at least the actors have been signed for 3 seasons. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get 3 seasons, but I know they've confirmed it for like legitimately 2 seasons at least. But this is like 14 books, so I assume they have to, if they want to tell the story well, have a lot of seasons, probably like 9 or 10. But holy crap, this episode was incredible. I loved it. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below in the comments. Yeah, all your thoughts, just let me know. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Subscribe if you're new, and consider ringing the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where I post all my full uncut reactions in watch-along format. On Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.